Hey guys, Angry Beast here, bringing you some Gotham City Imposters gameplay on the map Amusement Mile. I'm using the default Striker class, I believe it's called here, and this is actually the second half of the game. The first half was nothing too impressive. I went like a 10 and 8, but this half I think I go something like 25 and 11 or something like that. It was pretty entertaining gameplay, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And we're using the default classes, which are not anything special in this game. It's very difficult to get many kills, and so one thing I can suggest, so if you are going to use a default class, I say the medic's probably the best way you can go. It's got the partisan rifle, which is probably the most solid weapon in the game, and it's got those roller skates, which lets you move around faster. But if you are using the Dawn Patrol class, I think it's called the Striker, then you definitely want to be able to rely on your shotgun a lot. If you can't use those shotguns effectively, you're not going to be effective with the Dawn Patrol class here, because the Dawn Patrol itself is a very weak weapon. I think it does something like 30 damage per bullet, and it's only got 25 rounds in the magazine, which means compared to any other real fully automatic weapon in the game, which of course there are very few of, but it really doesn't do enough damage to make it worthwhile to use this weapon. But it does have low recoil, which is one advantage that gives it some power over the huntsman and the partisan. So it does have that advantage there, and that can be very powerful advantage, which makes it a very good long range shot. But it can be very difficult to aim, even with the what is this, holographic sight on it. I just find that in this game the iron sights are pretty bad overall, and I say that the sight's the way to go on most weapons. Unfortunately, right there, I blew myself up with my grenade, and the grenades in this game are actually a lot more powerful than I originally thought. I had stopped using them because there was a lot better equipment I thought out there, but after using them for this game, I found that the grenades are very useful in this game, and I may have to go back and see how much damage they really do, because I threw that grenade a good distance away, and it still blew me up. One thing that's important, though, when throwing grenades in this game is you definitely want to cook them. If you don't cook them, they're not going to do anything for you. It's kind of like Call of Duty, but a little bit different. One thing that the Dawn Patrol is absolutely horrid at, though, is hipfire. You don't want to be running around trying to hipfire with your weapon. You're not going to get too many kills that way because it has a huge hipfire spread, almost equal to that of the... shoot, what's the name of that weapon? The deep freeze, excuse me, and that makes it very bad if you want to try and shoot it from the hip and rush people with it. So it's the best weapon if used aim down sights with a sight, in my opinion, because the iron sights in this are okay, but they're difficult to aim with the longer ranges where this weapon really shines, where you can get a good line of sight and you can basically pick them off from a position like this. Unfortunately, I think I'm getting flanked at this point, and I don't know how he shot me through the wall there. Oh, apparently he flanked me from the side, but, you know, that's some of the weird things about this game, is you got people who play like that, which I don't mind in this game. I don't mind flankers in this game, because when you do flank, you're giving up perks like Horse Healthy or kind of Bulletproof and stuff like that, that can really help you in situations like this. But one thing I will say is that this little motion tracker thing is absolutely ridiculous. I'm seeing people from way across the map through walls that I never would be able to see, and just because they're not using the wallflower perk. This thing is absolutely ridiculous as an attachment, and considering you can unlock it on pretty much any weapon in the game, I'd say it's one of the most useful attachments, because I found maybe one or two people in the entire game who have ever ran wallflower against me. So definitely try out this motion tracker or order sniffer, whatever it's called, because it can be very useful. One thing, though, that this shotgun is pretty bad at without the penetrator ammo is it doesn't get too many one-hit kills. That's a pretty bad thing in my opinion. One-hit kills are what a shotgun should be used for like this, so I wouldn't recommend the odor sniffers on the shotgun specifically. I'd probably recommend the penetrator ammo over it, because when you're not using the penetrator ammo, I just feel like I get like half the one-shot kills that I should be. And that's something that's difficult to give up. I know the odor sniffer is really powerful, but if I can't get the kills I can with it, there's no point in knowing the enemy's location. This one guy, though, with his jackhammer and his rocket launcher with this small body type is really frustrating this game. I never would have thought to use a light body type with the two really heavy weapons, but I guess I'll have to try that out, because he's running around the map really fast and he's destroying me with it. I don't know if there's something I missed, but I thought when you used a lighter body type with a heavier weapon, it made you run really slow, but he's moving around the map so fast that it makes me want to reconsider my class choices somewhat, because usually I'll use the female body type because it lets you run fast and you got quite a bit of health, and I just feel like that fits my playstyle really well. But you know, in the end, it all comes down to what's best for the situation and what weapon you're using. The default classes do a good job of balancing out power versus maneuverability. One good example is the sniper, the default sniper class. You have the most powerful weapon in the game in the in the sniper rifle, but you have very low maneuverability really with it. You move quite slow even though you are a light body type. So I think they balanced out a lot of the default classes really well, and I get payback with a grenade there. Gotta love martyrdom. And at this point, we're getting destroyed by the Psych bomb, and I think this game ends up being a tie, actually. I've never actually seen a Psych Warfare tie before, but yeah, this was the first one I'd seen, and at this point, I'm just dazed and trying to get out of the line of sight of the enemies, because when you're in this state, it's best to just get behind cover and just wait, because there's no point in running out there, especially when there's only like 5 seconds left. You run out there, you're going to get destroyed, but at least I do get one slap while I'm in crazy mode here, and then I get my gun back. So, you know, when you are getting dominated like that, my best tip is to just back into a corner and just do what you can to stay alive. There's no point in taking 5 deaths, killing one person while you're all crazy. And overall, though, this map with this class actually works out pretty well, in my opinion. You have a good balance of firepower and maneuverability. I mean, with the shotgun, you got great close range of capabilities. You can one-shot pretty much any body type in the game. I do think, though, it is impossible to kill heavy with horse health and kind of bulletproof with this, because it doesn't actually have that high of a headshot multiplier from what I've seen, which is unfortunate. I mean, that seems to be a trend in a lot of first-person shooters, that shotguns don't get headshot multipliers, and I really don't understand why. Because if I take the time to aim with the shotgun, I should get rewarded with it for it. But, you know, what can you do? I mean, it's how the shotguns work in this game. And it's one of those things that you have to leverage to your advantage. It basically means that you should always be aiming for their body. Never try to aim for the head with a shotgun. That's my tip, because even though you sometimes do get a little bit of a headshot multiplier, it really doesn't end up getting you the kill any faster, because you're missing more pellets than you're hitting with this shotgun. And when a gun has a low headshot multiplier, it can be difficult to do what you need to do. But, you know, against a heavy body type, you just need to hit them once or twice with the full buckshot of it, and they will go down. That's a very good thing about this weapon, is that it is consistent no matter what body type you put it at. But yeah, I think this gameplay actually has gone into overtime at this point, and overtime is an interesting thing. I'm not sure if I agree with it or not, because in Call of Duty, I'd rather take a tie than try to fight on for 5 minutes longer, generally speaking. Call of Duty is a fast-paced game that longer game modes just really don't suit the game. However, in this game, I feel like it has a good balance between fast-pacedness and it can be slow at times, so I think that having overtime in this game was the right decision. But in times, I just feel like it'd be better to just be able to quit out and say, we forfeit, because no one wants to go up against a team who's just sitting there waiting, let you plant one and they plant one, and then you're just waiting for it to go into overtime, and when you're outclassed. But, you know, ends up coming down to, I don't want to take a loss that I don't have to take, and it just becomes a problem in some situations when you're up against a full party, which I've only ran into once or twice in this game, but when you do run into a full party, it can be very frustrating. I'm going to hop onto this game a little bit later, and hopefully I don't run into any hackers, and that's one thing that I just really hope gets taken care of fast, because the last couple times I tried to hop onto the game, it's just been very frustrating, because, you know, when you run into that many hackers in a single play session, it just gets depressing, because you try to kill one, he's invincible, try to kill another, he's invincible, and I'll just keep trying, and if I can get a gameplay for you guys, it'll be great, but don't expect too much. This gameplay is winding down. It's being a 35 and 21 out of a 10 and 8 first round. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'm Angry Beast, and I am signing out, and I will catch you guys in my next video.